Hello and welcome to Grown Folk, the new talk show for senior women and those we love and want to take care of. And I'm so glad you're there. And I'm so glad I'm here.
We're glad
Just gotten off one of those little Embraer jets coming from Jackson, Mississippi, where my son had surgery at River Oaks Hospital. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Kraft and the staff there. They did a wonderful job.
Oh, that's great.
That's wonderful.
They really took care of my boy.
How's he doing?
He's doing great. He had a little hip surgery. You know what happens when you turn 40, those young ones. What can I say? And we have a jam-packed show for you today. We have a lovely, pretty, sparkly thing, fashion show of jewelry today.
Oh, and
we do indeed.
We love our sparkly.
We love our sparkly.
We love our bling.
We love our bling. And we have a visit from a wonderful guest who's going to bring us some knowledge regarding our estates and our estate planning and other such things. So we'll press on and find out what we're going to talk about today. We have some hot topics, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
I think we do. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Is it something sad?
We have a sad topic today because, you know, the unfortunate demise of my favorite people, Donna Summers and Dick Clark, and of course Robin Gibb this week.
And
So
Dick Clark was kind of the granddaddy of them all, wasn't he?
Yes, it was like, did he really pass? I don't believe it.
Right. Like, what is New Year's Eve going to be like without him?
Well,
It'll be different.
he's groomed Ryan Seacrest to come right in behind him,
that's
and he's
true.
doing a good job.
He is.
He is.
He is.
I think-
But he's like an icon. You know, you turn it on, you expect to see Dick there.
Oh, yeah. I'll miss that.
Yeah. And I know in the 70s, every chance I had, I was in a disco.
Me and you both.
I just loved, exactly. You know, had the little move down.
And American Bandstand. I remember that. That's how I learned how to jam.
And I remember when Donna Summer first came to the States. Do you remember the rumor that precluded her debut here? No. I do.
What was it?
There was this whole hullabaloo about this new singer coming from Paris or somewhere in Europe. And they said that she appeared to be a woman, but was really a man.
Oh, you're kidding.
Do you remember that? You don't remember that about Donna Summer?
I don't remember that.
Oh, now I'm really telling my age.
Well, I remember her very, very well, but I never heard that about her.
I did.
Wow.
I think it was in Jet or Ebony, or I heard it on the radio, or, oh yeah, years and years and years ago. And she brought it up recently in an interview before she passed. Yeah.
Very interesting.
I loved her. Of course, you know, her song, that was the Bee Gees.
Last
Sorry,
Dance.
Staying
Last
Alive. But Last Dance.
Last
Yes.
Dance.
I closed down a few clubs.
Karen!
Yeah, it's true. I don't.
Goodness.
Oh,
proud of
that's
it, but I
exciting to hear that you were bad in your life a little bit.
Bad.
I was
just stayed
beginning to
out late.
wonder.
Did you love to love me, baby, baby, too?
Yeah.
Jeremy, that's
Yeah.
right up to you.
You know, the beat to that song is very similar to the beat to our theme music, as a matter of fact.
Well, we may need to disco to it one day.
A lot of contemporary culture right now does have that disco beat. Everybody laughs at me. My kids laugh at me. Oh, you love disco, but it is really a lot of the beat comes from a lot of the new wave things that are out now. So
I totally agree. Katy Perry,
Yes.
Nicki Minaj, these young people that are coming out with these disco sounds are really just what we did back when.
They just want to call it something different, so it's new.
and also the staying power of these people. I mean, you're talking about a long time. Normally, these people, a lot of other people, are just one-hit wonders. They don't have longevity like the Bee Gees had, and Donna Summer. And she just was cranking up to do something else, and all of a sudden this happened. So I'm very sad about
It's
it.
very sad.
Yeah.
It
It
is.
is sad.
And from the sounds of it, it's like it could have been avoided if she hadn't been in a certain place from what she was talking about.
She mentioned that she felt she
That's
had caught
amazing.
the lung cancer from being exposed to all the debris in the air in 9/11. She was in New York.
Oh, really? Oh, I was not aware of that.
Yeah, she was in New York when that happened.
Oh.
Apparently, there are a lot of people across the country that have been diagnosed subsequent to that event with lung cancer who were not smokers, didn't live around smokers.
Well, you'd have to believe that there was, in some of the buildings that were destroyed, there was asbestos, there was all the dust and everything in the air. It was just, it was coating everything. So you
Yeah.
know it was being breathed and into their lungs.
Yeah, yeah. You had to assume that that was going to happen because when we first watched it on television, you saw that
That
thick
cloud.
smoke come
Yes.
billowing, and you know it's not only full of building materials, but people and
Yeah. Oh.
car parts and
Well,
all
the
kinds of
smoke,
things.
I actually flew into New York City the day that
Did you?
LaGuardia opened. So yeah, I
Okay.
got a flight into LaGuardia, and as I was coming into New York City, I saw the rubble and all the smoke, and it was
So
a
that
sight
was
to be seen.
that was before they shut everything down. Then
No,
So
she
you-
said it was
No,
after.
it's right after,
Oh.
right.
Yeah.
No, because I also flew very
It was
closely
a Friday.
after.
Right, it was a Friday.
The
I
day
remember
of
this.
9/11, I was packing actually to fly to Atlanta to help my brother with my mother.
Wow.
And Robin Gibb, he also died of cancer, right?
Colon
we need
cancer.
to find a
Colon
cure
cancer.
for cancer.
A cure.
Yes.
We
Oh,
definitely
we won't
need
be
to
able
do
to
that.
do it today because right now, unfortunately, we have to leave you just for a minute. Don't touch that dial. I love saying that. We'll be back in just one moment. Stay with us.
Are you looking to save money? Who isn't? How would you like to get a $40 Visa gift card just for trying our fantastic savings club? Joining Great Fun will give you incredible savings on electronics, as seen on TV items, appliances, home furnishings, and more. And you don't have to sacrifice the brand you love to enjoy great savings. Choose from popular brands like Sony, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Fisher-Price, Dyson, and Panasonic. Plus, you're guaranteed to get the best deal you can find because Great Fun will pay you double the difference if you find a lower advertised price. Call Great Fun now to get your first month's membership for just $1 and receive a $40 Visa gift card and take advantage of saving as much as $1,200 on grocery items throughout the year. And don't forget, you can keep the $40 Visa gift card as our gift just for trying Great Fun for the first month for only $1. Your life, your choice, and great savings at every turn. Call Great Fun now.
As we get older, we can accumulate a lot of wealth. It is so important that we know where our legal documents are to protect what we have. We have with us today wonderful Lori Birch, who specializes in probate and estate law. Lori is going to touch on his stuff, her stuff, continuing our series. Lori, it is so nice to have you today.
Thank you.
Would you like to tell us some of those legal documents that we will need no matter what?
Absolutely. One thing that's very important with what I do is making sure that you have the right legal documents in place. So will, possibly a trust, medical powers of attorney, financial powers of attorney, medical record release. Another thing I do, especially that's important for our aging population, is a declaration of guardian in the event of later incapacity, because if a guardianship is needed for you, and a lot of us are getting into this position where we're having to care for our parents, that if a guardianship is needed, then that's a court appointment, and what that can do is actually override a medical power of attorney or financial power of attorney that you put in place. So there's some other things that you just need to make sure that you have in place. It's important for everybody, every age, married, single, what have you, but as we get older, you're getting closer to that time when you're going to need it. Trying to be very delicate here.
Now, Lori, I'm looking one day to marry again.
You are?
And
I don't help with that. You want to know what single widowers I have? That's what's going on here.
And you know, we accumulate a lot of wealth, and I have children. And when I meet someone, what's my liability there if I pass and he's still around and there's no will?
Well, that brings up a very important issue, and it's something that definitely happens because as women or men get older, they may have been divorced or been widowed, and they do have children, and they've accumulated wealth or whatever assets or money that they've been, whatever little niche they've carved out in the world, but they still want companionship. I don't think any of us want to deny our parents, and in my situation, or grandparents or what have you, companionship, but you don't realize the legal ramifications that really come into play when you do that, particularly cohabitating. We're here in Texas. which is a community property state.
And common law also, correct?
And common law. So those hit on two issues that's important for us to understand. One, that when you are married, I can go out and buy a Lamborghini and it can all be my name, but guess what? My spouse owns half of that.
Right.
That's community property. Pretty good. Secondly, it's a common law marriage state where you can actually create a marriage just by cohabitating and depending on how you portray your relationship. And I've actually had some cases recently where situation where the woman passed away, which is unusual. Normally the guys bite the dust earlier than us, but because they want to, it can happen. Where their companion then wanted to argue that it was a common law marriage. And so there are certain legal pieces that it's wonderful to have that companionship, travel, share your home, all of that, but you may want to make sure that you've got a will in place. Make sure that what you have passes on to your kids, and that what you're doing is not necessarily commingling any of those assets that maybe you've inherited from your spouse, or and making sure that not just when it comes to the will, that if it's your kids, your adult kids, that you want to make sure can make medical decisions for you and act for you. It's just all the more important to have those things put in place.
Well, Lori, let's break it down for me now. I've got the overview. Now, what if I make $40,000 a year and my spouse makes $50,000 a year? So combined, we're less than 100. I wouldn't really call that wealth, but that's most of middle America around there. But there's still something to protect there, correct?
Well, you know, Summer, I'm glad you brought that up, because I deal with average everyday folks. And there's a misperception. It's one reason why I actually steer away from calling what I do estate planning, because people's eyes get glazed over. They'll come up to me and say, I don't have an estate. Well, if you have a car, if you have a bank account, I mean, it's some of the most minor things. So my passion in doing the law that I do is not helping people protect their stuff. It's not that I don't care about everything you've worked hard for. It's really making sure two things: that you have the right people who can act for you, and two, that they know what your wishes are. Because one of the most difficult things we can do to our family and loved ones is leave them guessing as to what our wishes will be. Even if it's something, burial, cremation, I know these aren't fun topics, but the peace of mind you have, it's important. And particularly as people get older and their kids get older, to make sure that that conversation is happening. Sometimes it's the parents that don't want to talk about it, sometimes it's the kids, but guess what? You got to talk about it.
In our case, it's the kids.
And every time I go to the doctor, they always ask me, when they triage you, one of the questions they always ask me is, do you have your HIPAA form? HIPAA form.
Yes.
I'm going to get right to it.
And very good point, because HIPAA addresses the Privacy Act for medical records. And this emphasizes not just the need to have the planning in the first place, but to keep it up to date. Because it's only been the last few years that attorneys such as myself have been ensuring that you have, it's not enough just to have a medical power of attorney, I want this person to make medical decisions. You need to make sure you have that HIPAA release that says, and you know what? Why don't you let them know what my condition is in order to make that decision?
Really?
Yes, and just the minute you turn 18, no one has automatic rights to this, not your spouse, not your parents. So I even have high school kids that are coming in, getting this done.
Wow.
Once you're 18.
Lori, we're going to have to slow this down here. It's been so wonderful having you, and everyone, you must remember to communicate what you have. When you have a will, let your children know where it is. Have copies, distribute them to your family. Let them know what's going on with your life for when you're here and after you're gone. We're going to have a wonderful guest coming up for us. He's an adventurous man, and we just can't wait to welcome him. And Lori, for everybody out there who needs an attorney and needs someone to tell them how to handle their belongings, whether it's an estate, car, jewelry, whatever, call Lori Birch. She's your girl.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll be right back.
I struggle with debt. If you have any type of debt, call now for your free debt report. We can help. Credit card bills, medical bills, repossessions. Attorneys supported by Morgan Drexen will work to reduce any type of unsecured debt. Call now. This is your opportunity to become debt-free in months with an affordable payment plan. For example, $10,000 in debt programs are now available with a monthly payment as low as $167 per month. Best part, 0 upfront fees. You have nothing to lose except your debt.
No, I'm debt-free. Yes, I am. Yeah.
Call now and receive your free debt report and a free legal service catalog to explain how the attorneys can eliminate your debt.
I wouldn't even hesitate to call.
This opportunity may not last. Call now and receive your free debt report and a free legal service catalog.
For your free debt report, call 800-380-2136. That's 800-380-2136.
Welcome back to Grown Folk. I suspect by now that you have noticed this marvelous jewelry that I'm wearing. Well, I would like you to know that this is wearable art, a one-of-a-kind piece of jewelry that is designed and put together by a wonderful woman that I want to introduce to you now. Her name is Deidre Hardin. Deidre, welcome. Thank you so much. And thank you for letting me wear this. That is so exquisite jewelry.
I am totally jealous.
Beautiful.
I know. Isn't it marvelous? Deidre, why don't you tell us, well, first of all, the name of your little, well, I shouldn't say little, the name of your company is Niara 3D Artworks.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us how you got that name for your company?
The name started, I was looking for names for my daughter when I was pregnant with her, and I found it. It's a Kiswahili name. It means God's purpose.
Oh.
And her being here is a true miracle, as I had several things that were going on with me, and the name fit her perfectly. During my hospitalization, you come to that realization you got to leave something for your kids, and so that's my legacy, is the artwork.
Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
It means God's purpose.
Yeah.
So
So Niara means God's purpose.
That's correct.
And then you have 3D in the name, and that's for?
That's for my sons and myself. It's Derek, Devin, and myself.
Oh, I thought it
And
was
here I was thinking it was like a
It's got a dual purpose.
Well, it does. That's what we all thought
Yeah.
at first. So that's why I wanted to, so we want to recognize all of that. Well, I understand you moved here from Denver in 2009.
2009, yes.
And that you were doing this in Denver, and you came to Dallas. You put your work in a small antiques place called Knickknacks in Duncanville. And that's where Gloria Campos came in and found the piece.
Yes, and thank you to Gloria Campos.
Thank you, Gloria.
Very much.
Yes, you're well known here now, I bet.
Yes. Well, she definitely got the phone ringing.
Oh, good, good.
And now I'm at Melody's Reflections, a boutique in DeSoto.
Yes.
And that's our new gig, so it's wonderful.
And do you custom make any of this for anyone?
I can, but right now it's just a joy. I make what I love, and I put them in the shop, and other folks find their pieces.
That's
but
great.
I have done custom work.
And how is the pricing?
Well, now, the low end
You
would
must
be in
tell
the
us.
95s and up.
Oh, well.
So it depends on, for custom, yes, and
This
it
is a
depends on the
one-of-a-piece
stones.
artwork. This
Yes.
is not a piece of jewelry that you buy at Nordstrom or someplace, because everybody can buy that.
Yeah.
But this is something that you will never see anywhere. And we're actually getting some wonderful shots on the cameraman.
And is it light? Is it light feeling?
Now, some pieces are a little heavier. This one has hand-forged copper.
Okay.
But they are those walk-in-the-room statement pieces.
And do the stones have any significance?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I use what I call a bead soup. I just put all the colors together that really are attractive to me, and give some medium, large, and small pieces, and kind of bunch them at crochet copper. Put them together.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Thank
She
you.
also is multi-talented in that she sculpts, she paints, she designs baskets and flower arrangements. I mean, she's a creative lady, and we're just so thrilled you're here.
Thank you.
So I understand that when you were in Denver, your mother kept coming over and saying, I want that one. I want that one.
She wasn't the only one. I have a friend that did the same thing.
And so when you did that, so when she kept doing it, you said, you know what? I think I'm going to teach you how to fish.
How to fish, that's exactly
And so you taught her and several other ladies how to make their own jewelry.
Create their own statement, yes.
Oh, that is so exciting. And you actually teach that right now?
Yes.
Where do you teach?
At Rec Center, the Rec Center in my local
So all ages?
All ages. I have been teaching in Duncan. It's Park in the Woods Rec Center in Duncanville, and it's the senior class.
Oh,
And I've
really?
been 1 or 2 years.
That's
yes.
great.
So they welcomed me to Dallas
Oh,
lovingly.
I bet they did. One more thing for us to do.
So do you have a person sketch out what they're thinking of
I take
creating, or
you
do
on
you sketch it out first?
aesthetic trips. It's one of we've gone to the Arboretum.
Wow.
I've
get
had-
inspiration.
Yes, and it's just nature and the colors that you see in nature. I've even made a piece according to my mother. We had gone to take pictures in the bluebonnets, and she had on a bright pink and sat in the bluebonnets, and I made a piece that kind of reflects her. So it's everywhere. You can be inspired everywhere.
Well, speaking of your mother, now that she's learned how to make this jewelry, she's making her own, and I would like to bring Ethel McNeil, Deidre's mother. Ethel, come down here by your... Now, the jewelry that you're seeing along the front here, these are the pieces that Ethel has made.
Really?
Yes.
Ah.
Good teacher. You were a good teacher. Now, that one down there is one of Deidre's. And these are the ones that Ethel made. And so, Ethel, I understand that you moved here to Dallas after Deidre did.
Yes.
And that you now are making your own piece. I know, Summer, aren't you just craving that? Oh, it's fabulous. But we would love to know how you come up with your ideas as well.
Well, I kind of follow her suit. We just collect some beads and put them in a little pile of things that kind of coordinate or kind of feel good off of each other. And I just start crocheting. I never know what the results is going to be until I just put them together and voila. So I don't have a pattern of any kind. It's
Isn't that just awesome?
A true artist.
Yeah. Well, I love so much what you've done. I want to bring in another lady who's actually wearing another one of Deidre's pieces. Deneen, come in. Look at this beautiful piece with her beautiful black and white. Oh, and that just, look, it just,
It looks like it was made for that blouse. That is
it
just
does.
beautiful.
That's what I was thinking. And so we asked her to come in. Deidre and Ethel have a large following, and they have an audience here today with them, and we love having an audience.
Groupies.
We're your groupies.
Can't do without her.
They came all the way from Colorado. We love that. Oh, it's just, this is wonderful.
Thank you.
So, you know what, I think very much, do you want to describe any of these pieces, Ethel? How you got your idea for the one you're wearing, for instance?
Well, I'm going to my 50th class reunion.
No, you're one of us. Yes.
In July, and I have a jacket that's almost copper, but it has sparkles on it, and I thought I've got to make me a necklace to go with that jacket.
Sure you do.
Just got to walk in with the statement.
So this is the result of that.
We always have to walk into a reunion, especially with a statement.
Well, when I saw this piece here, it reminded me of back home, Puerto Rico. Very fruity, very tropical.
Carmen?
Yes, little Carmen Miranda.
Wonderful shot of it.
Yes, it is just gorgeous, and I may have to just get that one.
I think Mom named that one Citrus Punch.
Perfect.
Well, some do.
Really?
Yeah, some do. Yeah.
Like most art pieces do.
Of course, especially.
Well, I want to share something that Deidre puts on her card. You know, we have to put these on.
Yes.
I want to read. Is there anything?
Oh, yeah.
This is a card that she and Ethel have, but this is on Deidre's card. Always leave enough time in your life to do something that makes you happy, satisfied, even joyous. and allow yourself time to play.
Oh, that is so good. Yes.
What a great statement.
I think that's just a wonderful, I'm keeping
philosophy.
You're very welcome. I'm keeping it up on my motivational board at home.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
This has just been wonderful.
You really livened up and beautified up our session.
Oh, yes.
Next time we need to get you guys all in your.
We will.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, that would be nice. We should
I
have
could be
warned
walking
them.
advertisements for you.
There you go. Sold.
I'll have to say, we will be right back.
Endless pools are an incredible alternative to traditional pools, making it easy and inexpensive to swim at home. Call our toll-free number or visit our website for a free idea kit. Endless pools are simple to install, easy to maintain, and economical to run. Swim or exercise against a smooth current that adjusts to any speed or ability. Perfect for year-round health, fitness, and relaxation. Call our toll-free number or visit our website for your free Endless Pools idea kit.
Attention victims of paralysis. If you are a victim of tetraplegia, quadriplegia, or paraplegia, you may need a lawyer to help you get the money you need to get by.
Every year, thousands of Americans are paralyzed in car or truck wrecks or rollovers. Faulty tires fail. Dangerous working conditions lead to nasty falls or other needless tragedies. Don't go it alone. Call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
Call the Goldwater Law Firm at 800-922-3683.
And welcome back to Grown Folk. That is sadly the end of our show today, but what fun and how beautiful it was.
Beautiful pieces, beautiful pieces.
Absolutely stunning. Thank you very much for bringing that for us to share.
Anything.
Well, I have one back here behind my chair. And I want to give a shout out to Carol Shaw, the fabulous actress here in Dallas, who sent us a nice little check to keep our production going.
Oh, yay.
We love those.
Thank you.
And we'd like to give a shout out to the auto industry for upstaffing recently because the sales are coming in. So we'd like to mention Chrysler, Volkswagen, Hyundai, and Toyota. All adding thousands of jobs to respond to consumer demand.
Oh, isn't that
we
wonderful?
love that. What do we have upcoming? Oh, we have a segment on archery coming up very, very soon.
Yeah. And we want to thank Lori Birch for coming. We really enjoyed you, Lori, and it's just such a wonderful time.
Wonderful educational segment.
Very educational.
And Karen would like to thank Deidre.
I want to thank Deidre and Ethel for being here. It was marvelous. Thank you so much.
And thank you for my new necklace.
Oh, did you know that?
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you.
Tune in next week.